eventually, I was gonna have to rank every single Hanzo skin. And I'm not looking forward to doing it because it's well known by now that I hate Hanzo. But a long time ago, I looked at his top 5 best skins, and since then, he has gotten tons of skins, including a mythic skin. So I figured now would be the best time to rank this man's skin from the worst to the best. But before we do, make sure you comment down below what your favorite Hanzo skin is, and without further ado, let's rank Hanzo's best and worst skins. So Hanzo has 32 skins in total that we're going to be ranking, not counting the Overwatch League skins, but we're going to be looking at the rare skins first since they're most irrelevant. And first up is going to be Konoko, which translates to mushroom in Japanese. And then we have Midori, which is his green skin, or a grass skin as it's known in Japanese. And then we have Azuki, translated to beans. Literally, it's just his bean skin. And then we have Sora, which is his sky blue skin. But now getting into the real part of our list, coming in at dead last, kind of, at 28 is Dragon, a skin that doesn't really resemble a dragon skin all that much with his yellow toga. Now this was his base epic skin that came out with Overwatch 1 back in 2016, and a large majority of epic skins back then were basically just recolors, and here they recolored his classic skin into a yellow classic skin, which is almost a rare skin, except for the kanji on his right shoulder. I'm pretty sure that translates to dragon in Japanese, but that really doesn't make it any more special and rank it any higher on the list. And if I'm going to be honest, yellow isn't really Hanzo's color, because coming in next is going to be his classic skin from the original days of Overwatch 1. Now look, when it comes to Hanzo's hero kit, especially in 2016, this was the main reason why I hate this dude. But when it comes to his like actual character and whatnot, it's a really cool character. An old school Japanese man that uses a bow and arrow as his main form of weapon. That's a really cool design choice. Then you have a dragon tattoo going up his left arm, and then you have this cool Japanese robe or toga or whatever it's called. It's like a sick design of a character, but his hero kit, man, I hate it! In 2022, they released Overwatch 2 along with a new iteration of Hanzo's skin, his classic 2 skin, which I consider to be a better version of Hanzo's skin. Now, some people might not like the more futuristic clothes that they gave Hanzo because, well, Hanzo, he literally uses a bow and arrow, which is the most medieval form of weaponry, so why would they make his clothes high-tech? But they decided to make him less crude, but they still kept his classic dragon tattoo, and overall kept his hair shape and beard and everything like that, still have his a touch for gray hair. All right, so look, I'm not trying to sound like a hater this whole entire video because I know it can be very tiresome to hear me hate Hanzo 32 times, but when I say that I hate Cyber Dragon Hanzo, I truly mean it. I hate this skin. This whole entire skin just looks gross, and I don't mean it in the sense of like, oh, it's terribly designed. No, like, it physically makes me want to puke. Probably the mask with this weird leather design that kind of looks like a dragon's mouth, then these little strands of wires that's supposed to mimic his bangs. It's a very awkward look, and also his eyes just makes me uncomfortable. But then the rest of the skin also makes me look uncomfortable, specifically his six-pack armor. I think the six-pack armor is the corniest thing that they could ever do to a character, because like, you really need to emphasize your muscles. I'm sure you're really strong, Hanzo, but the weird part is how the muscles are designed, because the bottom of the six-packs are pointy. That's supposed to be the top 2 six-packs, not the bottom. So not only does it look like some weird Kobe logo, not only with the six-pack, but also the colors, but the colors just, I don't know, man. I love black and yellow, and the purple tattooed dragon on the left arm is a nice touch, but it doesn't save it, man. And also the bow and arrow doesn't look like a dragon at all, and it's called a cyber dragon? No! 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 All right, let's calm down for a second. Let's move on to the next skin, which is gonna be a Lunar New Year Hanzo skin called Hanzo? I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. This is a skin inspired from an actual Chinese general that had a very distinct wise white beard and a helmet, but you see, here's the problem with Hanzo. He's like 36 or something, and I get it, it's a skin, it's not supposed to be lore accurate, but Hanzo just does not look all that great with a long Santa beard. He has a beard, obviously, but when it makes it very wise and white, it just doesn't really fit him. The beard's not only throwing me off, but it's also his robes, because did you notice that his robe is going from right to left when in his classic skin it goes from left to right? Again, it's not the main reason why I don't like this skin, but it's also the colors that are throwing me off, also the armor. It just all looks weird and not all that appealing for Hanzo. Now, I might get some hate for these next guys. I might get hate for this whole entire video, but coming in back to back at the 23rd and 22nd spot is gonna be Young Master and Young Hanzo, his base legendary skins that came out originally in 2016. In my personal opinion, I really like the blue color palette. I mean, it's Hanzo's main color is blue. It's literally on my t-shirt. You can see with Genji and Hanzo. By the way, I sell merchandise. I never promote my merch, but if you want to get the shirt, you can. So it's understandable why he has a blue skin. It looks really cool with the dragon logo on the shield, and then you have some wood armor as if he's just starting off in his young archer career and he needs some protection. And then the orange skin is that same exact design, just in orange robes. But when it comes to young skins, the reason why I don't really like the skin that much is because of his hair design. It's this middle part design that I just feel like doesn't really fit Hanzo that well. Neither does my hair right now. I'm used to his ponytails and then a little bit of strands coming in front of his head and then his headband flowing in the wind, not whatever is going on here with this half ponytail and then middle parts. And if I didn't get hate for the young skins, I'm probably gonna get hate for these next set of skins, because of the 21st and 20th spot is gonna be his base legendary skins that came out in 2016 also, which is Lone Wolf and Okami. And I just know that Okami is gonna have so many people frothing about it. What do you mean? This is such a good skin, and look, I'm gonna make up for having these two skins so low on the list later on in the video. You're gonna see, but when it comes to these skins, the reason why so many people love them is for two reasons. One is because they represent his furry nature. The second reason is because the dragons with his ultimate turn into wolves, which is a really cool design choice from the developers back in 2016 that they didn't do again until 2022, 23, whatever the Hanzo Mythic skin came out. But if this wasn't the literal only skin in the game that turned his dragons into a different entity, this skin would be so forgotten. But oh, it's because he has wolves, and the wolf hat is like a white wolf, Okami, like the video game. Now this might surprise some of you, because coming at the 19th spot is going to be an epic skin that is very simple, but Cloud has some beauty in its simplicity. Of course, when you white out his whole entire look, you're gonna make him look like Cloud, and that's it. That's all I can really say. It looks simple, it looks clean, looks fresh. Let's move on to some other skins. But you know where they did add some color, a little bit too much color, was at the 18th spot with Great Tengu. Wait a minute. It's just a recolor of his Halloween skin! Yeah, Blizzard decided to do this thing to try to make money by taking fan favorite legendary skins and recoloring them and selling them in the shop. And what they did here was take his Halloween skin, which has red skin and black robes, and make it white robes and purple skin. And it just looks weird. You know, funny enough, we don't see too many purple skins in Overwatch, and I think that's with good reason, because here it just looks very, like, out of place. It looks way too purple. He looks like a Legend of Zelda villain, looking like he's gonna pop out of the ground and try to like slice at Link. All right, so the next skin is one that I want to like so bad, because I absolutely adore koi fish. And would you believe that this next skin is inspired by koi fish? When I went to Japan, there were two things I wanted to see. One was the Godzilla statue at the movie theater in Shinjuku, but the second one were koi fish in ponds, because I love koi fish. And it's because koi fish just look like majestic fishes, where the goldfish here in America just look like stupid little. So I'm sure you can understand that. My excitement was through the roof when I heard that there was a koi fish skin coming to Overwatch 2, and then that excitement crash landed when I heard it was coming to Hanzo, and then it went even deeper into the sea when I found out that it looked like this. Maybe it's because the fish armor is just way too silvery, but then it's the white hair that's also just throwing me for a curve, because Hanzo, he's not this old, wise Japanese man. Again, he's like in his 30s or something, so when they give him a white beard and also a koi fish mustache, which actually look really cool, but then a wise Japanese man, but I'm like, You're not that guy, pal. I'll admit, I used this skin a lot when it first released, and this is Hanzo's Kabuki skin. Kabuki is like Japanese theater or musicals or whatnot, where the performers wear these elaborate outfits, but more importantly, and most famously, they have white powdered makeup with red markings seen on their face and their rest of the body that's exposed. And when it comes to getting the Kabuki design with the skin, oh, they absolutely killed it, especially with the clothes too, with the color palette and then the choice of moving his robes down to his waistband, and even the bow and arrow looks really sick too. The only thing that I just wish they didn't include, and I understand why they included it, was his hat. It's kind of the reason why I didn't like the wolf skins, was because I felt like it made your head hitbox a lot bigger. It doesn't. For somebody that has a small head, to get a big accessory on the top just not only feels top heavy, but also looks very awkward, and also hides the beautiful face paint that they gave Hanzo, which is another reason why I don't really, I like it, but I don't know, I just wish you could have an option to take off the head. That's it. You know, eventually they had to give Hanzo a dragon skin, and they gave it to him in the form of Drake Master. You guys just gotta let me know, how do you feel about Drake Master? We have lots of dragon accessories, like the dragon on his chest plate, also dragon scales on his neck and right arm area, but that's it. And then we have a dragon's mouth and horns on the top, but here we go once again with the white, wise Japanese man hair. Why? He's not old. He's not. I will say, I absolutely adore his bow and arrow. It's probably my favorite bow and arrow out of all of his skins, because they actually have the dragon scales on it, and it looks like a dragon bow and arrow, where the other ones just look like a high-tech bow and arrow, which I guess makes sense. When it comes to Drake Master, I'm very torn, because I want to like it, but there's just something that I just don't really adore. Maybe it's the colors, maybe it's his armor just being all confusing with metal, then leather, then dragon scales, and white hair. Originally, I had this skin a whole lot lower, but the more I looked at this skin, the more I just really appreciate it, because Festival Hanzo, you know, it's a very simple, epic skin. You still have his traditional robes, just in a different color scheme with kanji written, but I don't know, I kind of like this skin on Hanzo. Very rarely do they ever add color to his tattoo. It's usually always monochromatic. It's always usually black with maybe a little bit of shading here and there, but they finally add some greens, orange, and reds into it, which looks really cool. A little bit out of place, but this is a festival skin where it's supposed to be very colorful and fun. So not too long ago, I ranked this skin pretty low on the best Season 10 skins, and here we are coming in the middle with Hashimoto. This came with the Mirror Watch event, where one faction got changed into a different faction when it came to their uniforms, and Hanzo, he doesn't really have any enemies except for the Hashimoto clan, so it made sense to give him a Hashimoto skin. And well, they didn't do much with it. They gave him a Hashimoto mask with a wolf face with some big old teethuses and piercing red eyes, and they also changed his tattoo to have a wolf. And actually, that's really it. They didn't do anything else to it. They literally copy and pasted his Overwatch 2 clothes and his bow and arrow, switched up the color palette a little bit, added a little bit of white, a little bit of blue, and sprinkled in some gold, called it a day, and sold it to us in this shop with the Kuriko Hashimoto skin, which also did the exact same thing, but I'm a simp for Kuriko. I don't know, this skin just isn't doing it for me because they didn't do enough to it. So, we have a potential top 5 Hanzo skin next that was ruined because Blizzard forgot to add just a little bit of pink with Nihon Hanzo. This, alongside Genji's Nihon skin, is his 2016 Summer Games skin, where it's obviously inspired by his home roots, Japan, as seen with the cherry blossom, or you would assume a cherry blossom design in his clothes. It's just missing one little thing, the pink! Look, I know I've been critical with every single Hanzo skin, but this is the skin that I want to be critical the most of, because all they had to do was just to throw a little bit of pink in the flowers, because that would have made this skin look so beautiful. You know the Rose Tracer skin? Yeah, that's the reason why that skin is top 5, because they actually have a rose color within that epic skin, so they could have easily done it with this one, but because they didn't, boom, it's here at number 12. But they finally realized that they could make good epic skins 5 years later in the year 2021, releasing a Kyogisha Hanzo. This is an easily forgotten skin because this was part of a skin challenge when Kanezaka first released early on in 2000. 2021. But the skin also might be forgettable because they didn't really do anything too crazy with the skin, with the exception of his white and orange Oakley glasses, which surprisingly looks really sick. He probably got them at the store that you could shop in Kanezaka, which, by the way, I am going to be releasing a Kanezaka vlog in real life here in a couple of days, so be on the lookout for that. Just overall a fun time, just like when that map first released for the first 10 minutes, and then nobody really cared about it because it was an FFA map, but it looked really cool, just like this skin looked really cool also. Finally, breaking into the top 10 best Hanzo skins, we're at number 10. We have a very casual skin in the form of casual, because he's wearing casual clothes that you would wear if it was snowing in Japan. Casually. I always like when they put Overwatch heroes in casual attire, putting Hanzo in a winter jacket, putting Mei in pajamas, putting Widowmaker in a very subtle but sexy bathing suit. Oh! It's always fun to see how the heroes express themselves outside of fighting each other in Overwatch. And here, Hanzo just looks like a 20-something-year-old working at an Aces shoe store that has tons of piercings, but also tons of drip. Something that I just noticed is on his leather jacket, you have a dragon imprinted on it, on the same arm that he has the dragon tattoo, which is one of my favorite design choices. But one of my least favorite design choices is on his pants, because there's a dragon on it that makes it look like he pooped his pants. That's disgusting. Just like the original iteration of the skin, where once again, they gave him gray hair and also made his beard gray. People hated it so much that they bullied Blizzard to changing it, which is very rare that Blizzard ever does that. This, I'll admit, maybe should be a little bit higher, but Wave Hanzo, there's not much going on with it other than the obvious sexy look for Hanzo. Okay, well, that's not the only thing that's going on with this skin. They also changed his tattoo to have more koi fish, green koi fish. I didn't notice that until recording this video, but I love that. Obviously, this is inspired by that wave painting from Japan. I forgot the name of it, but you know which painting I'm talking about. I don't even need to put it on the screen, so don't bother editing, Zach, but it's a cool looking skin. Lots of little hidden Japanese wave details, just looking like he's going out on a boat to go fish for some koi fish. They don't eat koi fish in Japan, do they? At the 8th spot was the original legendary Hanzo skin with Dai Tengu. So remember how he had a potpourri color? Well, this was the OG version that looks really cool and also kind of funny. Now, I don't mean that to disrespect the Japanese lore, because if you don't know what Dai Tengu is, yeah, I could get this wrong, but it's basically a bird that transforms into a human, which is why they have such a long nose, because it kind of has a beak and then they can transform back into a bird, or maybe they stay human. I'm not too familiar with Japanese lore. It looks really sick, especially for a Halloween skin at the time. They got so many Halloween elements. First and foremost, this looks like a creepy, scary skin. If this was standing at the foot of my bed, I would be scared. We have the fiery eyes coming out, which you guys know me. I love me some animated skins, and while this isn't too animated, it's just enough to give it that scary, spooky effect while also making him look like a demonic demon that's standing at the foot of my bed. I also just really like the red colored flesh. While it kind of looks like he's been sitting out in the sun for like 15 hours, I don't know, it's just fitting for the skin with the way that it looks, with the hat and the armor and the bow. Just everything about this is just really cool. But if we're talking cool skins, then this next one was the epitome of cool when it came out, and this is Hanzo's Cyber Ninja skin. Blizzard literally asked themselves, what if Hanzo looked like Genji and they gave him that type of skin? We have the futuristic armor with the plates and the grenades on his belt, which I don't know why he has grenades, but he's got it. We also have a color palette that complements each other very well, with the white being the armor plates and then gray being underneath, but also orange accents. And with his bow and arrow being all futuristic, he just looks like a cyber ninja that's just ready to take action and do good finally. Barely missing the top 5 is gonna be a skin that you might be surprised to see even take the number 6 spot, and this is Demon Hanzo. I think because the skin came out originally in the 2016 Halloween event, it's been so long that people just kind of forgotten about it, it because he got 2 more Halloween skins, but I will not let you forget about any more because this is a great skin. Obviously, they changed him to look like a freaking demon, giving him a darker shade of skin, but then his tattoos having the Oni mask. And Oni, of course, is like a Japanese demon, so it makes sense to have that tattoo. But then they also changed his eyes to have a ghoul effect as well. And the fact that this was only an epic skin and you got so much changed with Hanzo in 2016, this was a great value. Even 8 years later, which even just saying that out loud baffles me that I've been playing Overwatch for 8 years, this is still such a great skin. I can hate Hanzo all I want, but I cannot hate his drip. And at the 5th spot in the top 5 best Hanzo skins, Skion is gonna be claiming this spot. I don't know if Hanzo has a designer or not, but they absolutely killed it with this look. He looks like he has a fancy dinner at 8, but he's gonna go and fight the Hashimoto clan at 9 with this bow and arrow. Like, this satchel is the only part that's kind of throwing off this whole entire look because you're not supposed to have your arrows at a fancy business dinner. It don't even matter because he's got the fly black vest with a blue tie to match, also white button-up collar looking like he's got some starch on, all fresh and dry clean. But my favorite part about the skin, other than the watch, is his bow, because if you're gonna have a classy skin, you gotta have a classy bow, and here they did not skimp out on that because they got the wood grain finish with a golden dragon on it. Come on now, that just looks so fresh. The more I look at this skin, the more I just respect Hanzo as a man. As a hero, not so much. So, putting this skin so high on the list, putting Azure Flame at the number 4 spot might stir up some controversy. Maybe it's because of recency bias. Maybe it's because we haven't gotten a good Hanzo skin in a hot minute. Or maybe it's a mixture of both. You ever just have a skin that you look at that you don't know why you like, you just know you like it? That's this skin for me. Maybe it's because they have his primary blue color seen throughout this whole entire skin. We got dark blue Sonic hair on the top. We have a glowing light blue Hanzo tattoo underglow on his skin, and we have a mixture of both colors with a dragon armor breathing fire out of his shoulder pad. I understand that this isn't that complex of a skin. I mean, shoot, they didn't even change his dragons into anything, and for this skin being an Overwatch Champion Series skin, that part of the profits of the skin goes towards the prize pool, you think they would have put a little bit more effort into the skin? That's not me trying to hate on the skin, that's just me trying to say, it's like, look, they put more effort into other skins that had way bigger stakes. I just thought they would have done more, but overall, I still think it's a really cool skin. Very colorful, even though there's only really one color with it. Just, I don't know, it's a good skin. I just like it. I can't really tell you as to why, I just do. But going from one fandom being the Sonic fandom to the furry fandom, we have the 3rd furry skin for Hanzo, cracking into the top 3 with Dark Wolf. See, I told you I was gonna make it up to you guys that love the wolf skin. Well, I still don't like the fact that his head looks 2 times bigger. I do like the color scheme that they got going on with this one. Usually, I don't really like recolors, but this was a really good one. You have the 2 original wolf skins with the whites, which looks cool, and then we have this, like, grayish, greenish, reddish skin, which looks awful, but here they got a dark color scheme going on with dark grays and whites, but my favorite part, the hints of red with the ribbons, and then we have that on the string of the bow and arrow, but more importantly, the eyes, both with Hanzo and the wolf. And seeing that just brings something out of me. It just makes me want to scream at the top of my lungs. It turns me into the alpha wolf. See how cringe that is? Stop acting like that. And like I said before, with the original base legendary skins, it's cool how they changed the dragons into wolves. I just wish they did it more so that I don't have to wear these wolf skins and have to dodge these furry allegations. A lot of people will disagree with this skin coming at the number 2 spot because some will say it should be in the number 1 spot. Some say it shouldn't even be in the top 5. But Honorary Hanzo is not only a great skin, but it's an even better mythic skin. This skin came out when mythic skins were seemingly on a decline because there were less customization options. And don't get me wrong, there is only 3 color palettes and 2 bow and arrow designs that you can choose from, and that's it. And when you compare this mythic skin to his brothers, where you have like what, 2 different weapon sets, 3 different color palettes, 3 different armor sets, and 3 different masks, yeah, this is kind of a letdown. But as a skin by itself, man, It looks sick. Like, as a Hanzo hater, this is just one of my favorite skins of all time, just because of the translucent design with the blues and the whites with the ghost effect, and then the lava effect with the fire. Even though it's lacking with the customization, I mean, we get two awesome bone arrow designs, and that's really important with Hanzo. I mean, when it comes to ranking videos, this is the most I've ever talked about a weapon. And here we have a dragon where we have the mouth of the dragon at the end of the bone arrow, and the other version we have skull. We have a skull design making up the frame. I think people just hate the skin because they couldn't change too much with it, but I don't think Hanzo mains really got a terrible mythic skin. Orisa mains definitely did. All three of them really hate their mythic skin. But a lot of people will also come to find out that the best Hanzo skin was a no-brainer. Cupid Hanzo was the first skin that I put on this list, and it went straight to the #1 spot. All the edgy 13-year-olds and all the Hanzo mains that don't want to show off their cute side when playing their favorite hero don't believe me when I say that Cupid Hanzo is the best skin, but why wouldn't it? An archer hero that was just begging to have a Cupid skin for years, that was begging Blizzard to make a Valentine's Day event, a game where you can literally go into the custom lobbies and there are people trying to rizz up e-kittens. Like, this was made for the people trying to rizz up those mercy mains. And man, did they get a beautiful skin to do such a thing. You have the classic Cupid toga, you have the roses taking over the dragon tattoos. More importantly, you have so many accessories taking over a pink color scheme. The best part about this skin is whenever you ultimate with Hanzo, it plays a Valentine's Day jingle, a beautiful melody for a hero that I'll admit is very beautiful, but I will still hate till the day that I die. And that, hot gamer boys and e-girls everywhere, is my list of ranking all of the Hanzo skins in Overwatch 2. Again, let me know what your favorite Hanzo skin is in the comments down below, and be sure to look out for my Kanazaka vlog video coming out in a couple of days. But until then, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye. Hanzo, I still hate you.